Welcome to the PTTS. Today's day is December 9, 2025. My name is Nang Hong Lam. Today's PTTS sessions video is about that scene that I have brought up like a lot, like from some to a lot of times is in my videos or in my writings in general or videos is where I speak in front of the camcorders. So I have brought up this scene from like some time to like a lot, pretty much like just in a lot in general. So I'm just basically, so today's video, I'm just gonna talk about that scene again. And pretty much that scene is my decision on completing in the trading card game tournament. So the first trading card game tournament I joined it is called the Pokemon Tournament, which is using the Pokemon trading card game in the tournament. So basically the tournament is the players are competing in the Pokemon trading card game matches. Anyway, like I'm just saying, it's just kind of like that argument, you know, it's like in this millennium, have you seen any pioneers dare to bring up that topic? Sort of like in a way, you know, that's the argument, you know, have you seen any pioneers dare to bring up that topic on trading card game tournament before in this millennium? Anyway, like, but if this scenario took place in a trading card game at convention center, then you could see, you know, like the crowd, you know, just break down the rail and start, you know, just rushing in, and you know, in the background, and shout it out, you know, trading card game exists in this world also, you know, kind of like in a way. At the same time, they're shouting out, "You are talking to the regional TM Game Championship title holder. Give some respect." Anyway, obviously, you guys could tell that I'm inside my kitchen right now, so I'm obviously not in the Trading Card Game Convention Center. Anyway, I just had to pause the video to let out some heat. It's really heated up topic. Argument slash argument. It's kind of a really heated up topic slash argument. So I just kind of have to pause it to let up some heat. Okay, so in general, pioneers are people who boldly open up passages so that people could travel on. So in a way, it's just, you know, why would pioneers afraid of the trading card game topic, you know, kind of like in a way, isn't that their job, you know, to boldly accept the challenge and things like that? In general, the pioneer would probably just turn around and just walk away, you know, just don't want to get caught in this kind of arguments. You know, just like, I like to say, like, in the scenario, that is not an option. That pioneer can't just turn away and walk away from those arguments, and they're being forced to until they're really upset and they kind of make like an outburst. You know, it's trading card game. the ghetto or the Renaissance, come on, and something like that, you know. Anyway, like somehow the accidentally paused the video. Anyway, like I kind of just noticed I accidentally paused the video, but I'm gonna repeat myself. Basically, I was saying that kind of like in a way it is a lot of hindering and fog and darkness, so it's hard to really see during these sort of arguments, and kind of like in a way, and so well, kind of like in a way, then to go beyond this, you know, then so kind of like in a way, just really hard to bring up the topic, you know, just to talk about trading card game in general is already really hard, and to go beyond that and talk about the regional TM game championship title holder would be even harder, you know. It's like so anyway, like I was just saying, so pretty much, you know, and then asking me, you know, like to go back to 1999 when I was making my decision, which is like how many years ago? Let me just pause the video to check. So that's around like 26 years ago, you know, that's pretty long. Like that's when I was around like 15 years old at the time and making this decision, you know, like I mean, like I was just saying, you know, like I mean, I'm at the time, you know, like I was just making a full-time commitment to this, so like, you know, that's why, like, okay, I have to pause the video because of the background activities. So anyway, back to what I was saying. All right, so well, basically, it was, I mean, yeah, like kind of like it would be just obvious that, you know, I did like a lot of research about it before I make that decision. These are like the obvious things, like I'm just saying. So pretty much like just that really hard to, basically in general, just really hard to talk about it because of the arguments is about, like, and at the same time, it's just, I think it's just, you know, maybe kind of like in a way, you know, just probably just like I was just saying in general, just a hard topic to talk about it, and it's just like, well, anyway, the arg, pretty much the question is, would I, if I could go back to 1999, would I, this time around, you know, like I get to go back in time to 1999, would I still make that decision to make the full-time commitment to a trading card game tournament? Kind of like in a way, this time around, you know, like I get to go back to the past on 1999 during the, you know, like at that moment while making that decisions. So, you know, what would I do this time? You know, I get to go back to 1999 and get to make that decision again. So what would I do? You know, kind of like, what decision would I make? Kind of at the same time, you know, I'm looking at, well, right now I'm in my kitchen right now, but I'm just saying, if this is in, if kind of like, you know, just say if I'm being asked this question inside a trading card game convention center, and one side is like, you know, all these pioneers who have to, you know, embarrass themselves you know, embarrass themselves in general and have to, not, of not able to take the challenge, and then on the other side you have you have the eager crowd of an eager crowd who is just ready to shout out that trading card game exists in this world, and also like like wanted to shout out also to give the regional TM game championship title some respect and things like that also. Anyway, like these two sides, one side is pioneers who have to embarrass themselves is by not able to take the challenge, and another side is just eager crowds ready to shout out trading card game exists in this world and give a little bit of respect to the regional TM game championship title holder. I mean, looking at that scenario, inside that trading card game convention center, then you could feel the pressures that I'm having, to have to answer this question in front of those two sizes and things like that. And then you're looking at my history, it's like I've been having full time on commitments to the trading card game like most of my life, and it's kind of like in a way, why wouldn't I just say that, I'm just gonna, why couldn't I just answer that question, look at my history, I'm already have full-time commitments to trading card game most of my life, why would I, change that? That mean I have to kind of like in a way, could, like I'm saying, it's like a really tough question, kind of like, in a way, it doesn't seem that tough, but it is a tough question to answer, it's like, kind of like in a way, just because you don't see all those pioneers who have to embarrass themselves, not able to accept the challenge. How come I get to accept the challenge and things like that? It's like, I don't know, like more or less I could buy the argument. Maybe that day I could tell my older brother, it's like, let's go take some surfing lesson, and then we, because our apartment is close to the beach, so after we learn the surfing lesson, we could start surfing at the beach and things like that. So pretty much could buy this kind of argument, it's just, I don't have to, kind of like in a way, I don't have to have the full-time commitment in the trading card game tournament. I could just, take surfing lesson and start surfing at the beach, with my older brother and my other brothers too, and things like that. It's like pretty much like, anyway, like that's why, like in general, like why can't you just answer like that, and what's so hard about that question? Kind of like in a way, you have one side with, someone would say, why can't you just answer like that? What's so hard about that question and things like that. Anyway, like I was just saying, probably the person just, they were meant to create so much commotions and everything. They probably just randomly picked that question out of the blue and things like that, and didn't expect it to create so much commotion and everything. Okay, so it's almost 15 minutes. Basically, because of the 15-minute limitation, because I haven't done my phone verification, so I have to, there's only 15-minute limitation, so I have to end this video and start a new video. So I'm gonna end this video in 3, 2, 1.